Well, hello everyone. My name is Laurie Smith, and welcome to Midsummer Survivor Check-In. It's just a video that I like to do for survivors of abuse, just to sort of check in and see how we're all doing. And I hope you're all well. I haven't been around for about 3 months. It's been tough. It's been actually really hard. I wanted to broadcast, and I just couldn't do it. I've had this sort of the same issues going on physically, and pain management, and trying to keep this job that I got, this little part-time job that I finally got, and that's really been tough. It's taking all I have just to maintain that job. So um, I haven't been around, so I do apologize. But I just wanted to check in with you all. It's midsummer. Like I said, my last show was like the middle of May, so it's been a while. And but I wanted to check in with you all and just give you an update on what's been happening. Um, like I said, I got this little job, and I'm very thankful for it. It's 3 days a week, but those 3 days, then it takes me the rest of the week, the 4 days after, to just to be ready to work again for the 3 days. So it's 4 days of recovery for me after I work 3 days. So my physical health isn't that great. It's mainly just pain and mobility issues. So it's hard for me to walk. I've got a lot of arthritis and a lot of lower body damage. And so I've been getting cortisone shots. I got one yesterday. They do help, but they eventually break down sometimes bone death is a problem. And also they break down the tissues, your like the skin and the muscles, and it's not a great option, but it is helping me to be able to keep this job. So and helping me to not be homeless. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for 3 months. Just trying to maintain. I've been going for cortisone shots every 3 months, and I can't do them all at once. So I have to go for one shot one week, another shot the next week, and another shot the next week. So for 1 month out of those 3 months, I'm just running back and forth getting cortisone shots. And then the other 2 months, I'm doing my thing. And then I'm back into the 1 month for getting cortisone shots. So it's been a little bit of a struggle just to manage work and manage my life. I've been extremely tired. This summer's been hot up here in Alberta, in Canada. And we've had a lot of forest fires in BC, British Columbia, and Saskatchewan, the two provinces that are right next to us. And even in our own province, we've got forest fires. So the smoke has sort of covered the city of Calgary for months now, and it's making breathing difficult. So it's been a really tough summer. It's been hot, and you almost feel like there's no oxygen. So I've been exhausted, and it's been close to 90, 95, and I don't have any air conditioning. We don't have air conditioning at work, no air conditioning in my place. So after work, I'm just wiped out. I'm like, okay, I got to try to cool down, relax. It's like, and breathe. So it's been incredibly hard. And, other than that, it's been going good. So, things aren't really that bad. It's just been a struggle. And I know for so many people are struggling right now. And I see it. I see it on my Facebook. I've got a lot of people that, are my friends on Facebook. I just recently have got like another 1,000 friends or something. So I'm heading up there now to the 3,000 mark. But a lot of people are struggling, and it's tough. It really is. So, I just wanted to encourage you to keep going and keep holding on. It's difficult, and like I said, it is for all of us. Almost everybody that I can see in my worldview, whether it's online or in person here where I live in my city, is struggling right now, and struggling with many different issues, whether it be finances or physical health or mental health or emotional health or whatever. It's tough. People are ending up in the hospital from all sorts of issues, not just COVID, and it's really a hard time right now for the world. And I have a lot of friends who are from Africa, the continent of Africa, and parts of Asia that are really struggling. They have no food, no water, no health care, and they're dying. And some of them actually have cell phones. It's amazing that they do. But the reports are just pouring in of just how many people are actually dying worldwide. So it's really a hard time for people. And I just wanted to come on and just be a bit of a voice of encouragement. That you can only do what you can do in the course of a day. Don't be too hard on yourself. As a survivor of abuse, it's so easy to get, we're already coming from abuse and trauma and struggle, and then to have this going on around us, so many people then are really overwhelmed. And just know that you're not alone. And there are resources. You just have to look a little bit harder for them. They are hard to get and they're hard to find, but there are resources out there for people, and there are people that do care. And you just have to keep looking, right? Don't give up, my friends. Because it's so easy right now because of all that's going on, just to say, I can't do it anymore. And we have to keep going. You know, I kind of feel, coming from abuse, growing up abused, um, that I have an advantage with all of this stuff that's going on in the world right now, because I grew up in crisis and trauma, and so for me, this is just like kind of normal. It's like, okay, so it's a little crazy right now. Oh well, it's always been crazy for me. My life has been insane from the moment I was born. So I kind of think trauma survivors actually have a little bit of an upper hand on all of this, as long as you don't let what's happening around you affect you to the point where it makes things worse, right? And for me, and that's easier said than done, because when I was 42 or 41 and a half, before I started my healing journey, I wasn't doing well mentally, psychologically, emotionally. I needed help. And this situation we have going on right now around the world would have just thrown me over the deep end. I would have, not handled it well at all. But because I'm so much further along in my healing journey, I'm able to handle it. But I'm telling you, it's been years and years of work and soul searching and delving into the issues. What are the issues? What do I need to do to heal? Grief work, anger management, changing my belief system about myself and about life in general, making better choices for myself. And that's kind of where I'm at even still today. And, working on getting healthier and trying to stay healthy, making better choices in every aspect of my life for myself. I'm in charge of my life, so I need to make better choices, right? So this is all part of it. And, there are things that we can do to help ourselves. We can't change what's going on out there in the world. And we can't change how other people feel about us or see us. But we can definitely do something about the way we see ourselves and about the way we see our world. And for me, I've decided, over the long haul, that I wasn't going to let life destroy me. Because when I was growing up abused, that's all I knew was destruction. And so I was headed on the path of destruction all the time. And so in my healing journey, since I started that and been moving through it, bit by bit, piece by piece, as you can all see from my work here, I've done a lot of work. My whole thing is like, no, I'm not going to let it destroy me. I'm not going to let it destroy my peace of mind. I'm not going to let anything destroy my love for life and my love for other people and for myself. And in that gives me a lot of power. It actually empowers me because I make those decisions not based on what's going on around me in the world or how other people view me or think about me. Because I love me and I care about myself and I care about other people. So I'm healed. and I'm still working through some things, still working on some stuff. I have some, traumatic memories and stuff like that from the CSA child sexual abuse, especially that are kind of bothering me. That's kind of the end part of my healing journey, really, that I needed to work on. I'm still working on that. And, it's slow. It's a slow process. This doesn't happen overnight. And I guess I'm just grieving the loss of, not being able to have children because of this, because of the CSA child sexual abuse. And, so now my children, if I had children, I would have grandchildren by now. So, because I'm almost 56. So I look at other people with their grandchildren, and I'm not jealous. I'm not a jealous person. I've never been jealous because it's just not my nature. I'm always happy for people, but it makes me sad for me because I'm like, well, I sure missed out on that. And it can't be fixed. It's just never going to be fixed. So I have to enjoy other people the only way that I can in friendships and relationships. And it's hard because a lot of people don't really want to get to know people. People are very leery of letting people into their lives. I know as a survivor of abuse, you have to get those boundaries set. And the boundary work is important, very, very important. But I've already done all that, and my boundaries are really solid. And I know, what I'm going to do, and I know what I want from other people. And that is mutual respect and mutual, treating people with dignity and treating people with integrity. And in that, I have to be a person who has integrity, because I ask for that from other people, and I won't allow anybody in my life who doesn't have them, who doesn't meet those qualifications. So I can kind of see people are a little leery of letting people into their lives, and especially now with what's going on in the world, right? And I think people are inundated to the point where, they're thinking, oh, I just can't care anymore. It's a lot of work to care. So many people are just like, whatever, I don't care about you. I got my own problems. I got my own troubles, And that's a sad place to be, because you end up isolating yourself. And I decided I'm not doing that. I'm going to reach out to as many people as I can, and, try to help as many people as I can. I can't do much for people other than just be a support, because, I'm broke myself. I can't really do much, but it's just being there for somebody, just being there, just being a shoulder, and just letting people know that, that I do care, and, whatever I can do to help them in that way, that's about all we can do. Right? It's a tough situation out here for people right now, and there's no signs of it ever getting better anytime soon, I don't think. It's kind of like we're going from crisis to crisis to crisis. And growing up in crisis kind of, like I said, sort of prepares me for this kind of stuff, because this is just more crisis. I'm used to crisis. It's no problem. It's like, whatever. That's how I lived my life, my whole life. So I'm not all that concerned about it, what's going on in the world. But it's hard for people. People are losing, family members. People are losing homes. People are losing their businesses. Whole families, entire families with children are ending up on the street, homeless and stuff. And this is not okay. It's a very, very hard situation for so many people. So my heart just goes out to anybody struggling right now, suffering and struggling. It's been very, very hard. So for me, update, what I've been doing is, like I said, just trying to keep this job that I got, this little part-time job I'm so thankful for. And also trying to get healthier, and trying to, you eat right, get enough sleep, this kind of stuff. Just take care of myself. And other than that, all I'm really kind of doing is focusing on finishing 2 books. I'm working on a book I'm co-authoring a book with Tammy Bain. She's an author in the States. She's a good friend of mine from years ago. We used to hang around when we were in our teens. So she knows me from the old days. And she's an author, and she's a real author. And me, I'm kind of more, I'm just self-published, but she's a real published author. And we're doing a book together, and then I'm writing another book besides that. So working on two projects like that. That's just getting geared up to really get going. So that hopefully by the end of the year we'll get those books out. But it's not about money. It's not about making money. Nothing I've ever done is about making money. That's why I'm poor. I don't care about the money. My books, all the money that I make from those books, I never see it because it goes directly to not-for-profit. So I don't even know what books are sold of mine. I don't even know how many people buy them or read them or anything because I don't want the money for those books. Those books, that money goes to help stop and prevent child abuse. And that's what I wanted. That makes me happy. And that's what I always wanted. And so the money has always gone to not-for-profits that work to stop and prevent child abuse. So that's a wonderful thing. And for me, it's not about money. It never was. It's about sharing a message, getting a message out, and allowing someone to see your heart. And I think that's, for me, that was really important because I wanted people to, to, at least understand where I'm coming from. And it wasn't about just, retribution or ratting my abusers out or anything like that. I wanted people to see what abuse does and how damaging it really is and how destructive it really is to a family. And it's just, my story is just one story. I mean, there's so many people out there who have, millions and millions who have experienced, these issues, and there's no validation. They're just shut down. They're silenced. Many of them just can't talk about it. And many survivors of abuse, they just stay quiet and nobody ever even knows. And so I wanted to be a voice for all those people whose voices were silenced and for those people who can't speak out. And I wanted the world to see, how horrible abuse is, and that our society needs to change the way that they feel about children, the way that they handle bringing up children, and that they need to care and take care of children, And it's such a huge issue. And I thought, if I could do one thing, to try to make a difference in this, that'd be good. Because something good needs to come from this. Something good needs to come from something so incredibly bad. And that's why I did what I did. And that's why I keep doing what I'm doing. Keep speaking out and keep writing. I haven't done a whole lot of writing, but like I said, I'm working on these two books, and another person that I know wants to do another book. So we'll see what happens with that. But I feel empowered to be able to put that information out there. And it's also, that's why I do these videos, to validate what survivors have been through. Because like I said, so many people cannot speak out or never would tell another living soul what they've been through and the horrors that they've dealt with and how hard it's been on their life. And nobody knows, and the world doesn't care. And that's why I'm like, you know what, I'm putting it out here because I want the world to know how incredibly hard it is to come from abuse and to then try to have a good life. And I want, like, a lot of child abuse prevention advocates actually check my stuff out. And I also have a lot of therapists and counselors look at my stuff. And, just to see one more survivor of abuse, one more person's pain and what they've had to go through so they can have a better understanding about their work that they're doing, to try to make a difference in this mess. Right? And I thought, honesty is everything. Truth is everything. And I thought, I'm just going to speak the truth and I don't care. And it certainly has driven a wedge in between me and any remaining family members that I have. There's very few. It was a very toxic relationship anyways. I'm not too concerned about it. But the issue is it also creates a wedge for me in my own world with people. If people find out what I do and the passion, that's my passion, in this world is to stop and prevent child abuse. That's my main mission. It's like, and just to try to be a support for survivors too, if I can, right? But just to change the way people feel about children. Children are not punching bags. They're also not sex toys. They're not there for you to abuse, psychologically. Children are not there for you to abuse, physically. Children are not there for you to abuse verbally. Children are not your sex toys. I'm sorry, but I just have to be honest. They're just not. So, I'm tired of abuse, and I'm sick and tired of. See, I'm going to do these shows to try to, just because, look at me. I'm so great. It's like, I don't do these videos for that reason. It's because I'm so sick and tired of abuse. I really am. I'm so tired of seeing those headlines about, what people are doing to children. And I don't care what kind of abuse it is, it doesn't matter. It's all abuse. It's all horrific. And it's not, my main focus is not just CSA child sexual abuse, because I was physically abused as well, verbally abused, emotionally, psychologically abused by my parents. I was sexually abused by my brother. But the issue is, I'm sick and tired of it. And I'm sick and tired of seeing new cases coming up. And I'm like, why is the world doing this? And why do people do these things to children? Children cannot protect themselves. And so that's why I do what I do. Just, for anybody who hasn't happened to stop along my page and see what I do, that's why I do what I do. Because I'm sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of reading reports about people raping children and getting off and thinking that's just great. And they never do any time. And I'm really sick and tired of people abusing and killing their own children, beating them and battering them and sexually abusing them and burning them and whatever they're doing. I'm sick and tired of it. But I'm a survivor. So I know what these children are going through, and I know what they've gone through. And it makes me angry that the world doesn't scream out about this. Why? Because for every child who's being abused out there, and for every survivor, there's an abuser. That makes up the other part. So there's so many people out there that are abusing children. They're not going to scream out about it. They love it, right? Why would they love what they're doing? That's why they're doing it, right? And it makes me angry. And, I want to see child abuse stopped, but it will never be stopped, because there's always going to be some evil, sick, twisted person that will continue it on. And it's just, what do you do? It's heartbreaking. But that's why I do what I do. It's compulsion to make a difference. It's not about money. It never has been. I do a lot of free speaking and different events and things like that. I've always done that since 2010, since 2009, 2010. But I'm getting old now. We're all getting old. All these advocates that I started with years ago, and a lot of them are older than me. So some of them are passing away now. And we're getting older, and our voices are going to disappear. And who's going to pick up the torch after us? It's not about money. It's not about fame. It's not about me dyeing my hair and looking great so I can come on here and go, I'm an abuse survivor. You can follow me. It's like, it's not about that. It's not about being a personality on YouTube. I'm a real person who was abused, sexually abused, physically abused, emotionally, psychologically traumatized. And, that abuse damaged me. So I'm not on here trying to be some sort of an entertaining show. It's horrific. And so this is why I do what I do. And young people now coming up in the world, you're the only ones that can change this. You're the only ones that can change this now. The torch has to go on to you, right? And so if you're listening to this and you care about children, about the child rights, because that's the issue. Child rights. Children have rights. They have the right to an abuse-free life. Those rights were won, and they need to be upheld. And they're not, and that's the issue. There's people now, right now, and there have been for years, that are lobbying the government so that they can have sex with children legally. The government one day is just going to be like, sure, why not? You have to care. Someone has to care. I know I do. But I've only got so much time and so much energy and so much to work with, right? So you have to care. It's really on the next generation, you know, to keep it going, right? So, from one child abuse survivor to another, this is Laurie Smith. I'm signing off for now. But I just hope and pray that you're okay. For all my survivor friends out here who I've missed for 3 months. And, you know, I keep you in my prayers. And I hope you're all right. You know, do not give up, my friends. Do not give up. For air, like I say on all my shows, because it's really true. It's actually very true. Every morning that I wake up is a slap in my abuser's faces. Yeah. Every day I get up and I'm like, every day that I wake up on this side of the grass, they say, and I wake up and I'm like, yep, they couldn't kill me. They tried. They couldn't even get me to kill myself. They tried that too. No, I'm living, I'm having a good life, and I win. That's what I want you to do too, my friends. So stick it out. Do not give up. Do not give up. And remember, I love you. So you need to love yourself. God bless you all till the next time.